Hello and welcome to the lecture of thermodynamics. In this lecture, we will discuss about second thermodynamic equation of state. In our previous class, we have discussed about first thermodynamic equation of state. So, what is thermodynamic equation of state? Now, you know that G, H, A, U, these are what? These are thermodynamic potential. So, these are thermodynamic potential or thermodynamic function. Okay, and P, V, S, T, these are thermodynamic variables. So these are thermodynamics variables. So if we now want to measure the variation of thermodynamic potential, that means suppose variation of H, we want to measure the variation of thermodynamic potential with respect to change in variable, and that can be known from thermodynamic equation of state. So change in thermodynamic potential with respect to change in variable can be known from thermodynamic equation of state. This we have discussed in our previous class. So from second thermodynamic equation of state, what we generally want to measure is that from second thermodynamic equation of state, we want to measure the variation of enthalpy. So from second thermodynamic equation of state, we want to measure the variation of enthalpy, that means the change in enthalpy with respect to change in pressure. That means variation of enthalpy H with respect to change in pressure at constant temperature. So from second thermodynamic equation of state, what we want to measure? We want to measure the variation, that is change of enthalpy with respect to change in pressure at constant temperature. That means if you say the change in enthalpy, that means dH, and when you say with respect to change in pressure, that means change in pressure means dP. So what we want to measure from second thermodynamic equation of state is that dH dP, but the condition is at constant T. Now you know when we generally introduce a constant in the complete differentiation, then the complete differentiation we can write as partial differentiation. That means from second thermodynamic equation of state, what we want to actually measure is that del H change in enthalpy with respect to del P change in pressure at constant temperature. So this term del H del P at constant T, this term we want to measure from second thermodynamic equation of state. Okay. So now let's see how we can measure this term del H del P at constant T. Okay. Now let's see how we can measure this. So what we know, if we go by the mathematical definition of enthalpy, then you can write that enthalpy is equal to internal energy plus P into V. That means from mathematical definition of enthalpy, you can write H is equal to U plus PV. So from here what you can write, dH is equal to du plus PdV plus VdP. This you can write. Okay. Now what you can do, you know from first law of thermodynamics, you know that dq is equal to du minus w, and from definition from IUPAC, what you can write is that w is nothing but minus PdV. That means from here what you can write from first law of thermodynamics, that dq is equal to du plus PdV. You can write from first law of thermodynamics. And from second law of thermodynamics, what you can write is that mathematically dq is equal to T ds. This you can write. Now you use this dq is equal to du plus PdV, and this dq is equal to TdS in this equation, in equation 1. So here you put this. So what you will get? You will get dH in the left hand side is equal to, so this is du plus pdv. So from here what you can write, du plus pdv is nothing but dq. So this is dq plus what you are getting, plus vdp. Fine. Okay. And from second law, dq is equal to tds. So what you can write, dh is equal to tds plus vdp. So this is the expression of dh. This you can get from the mathematical definition of enthalpy, that is H is equal to U plus PV. So from H is equal to U plus PV, you are getting dH is equal to TdS plus VdP. Now if you remember the Born thermodynamic square, so this expression of dH, even this you can even get from Born thermodynamic square. So if you use the Born thermodynamic square, the mnemonic technique, this is Satya Prakash, very tired. So this is Hey God A U. So suppose you want to get the expression for dH. So what you have to just check, we have discussed this in our previous lecture, that to get the expression of dH, what we have to see that age, this age is in between which two variable. So age is in between S and P. So age is in between S and P. So you write here ds and you write here dp. Okay, fine. Now with respect to S and with respect to P, the sign will be determined. Now how can we determine the sign? Now with respect to this variable, if the arrow is moving away, then positive sign. Okay, so with respect to S, the arrow is moving away, so there will be a positive sign. And with respect to P, the arrow is moving away, so there will be a positive sign. Okay, and when we are talking about S, the arrow is moving away from S and moving towards T, so there will be a T here. Okay, and when we are talking about P, the arrow is moving away from P and moving towards V. Okay, so this is V. So from here also, from Born thermodynamic square also, you are getting the expression for dH is equal to TdS plus VdP. So in whichever way you want to do, you can do it, but the final result is that the expression of dH is equal to TdS plus VdP. So this you can do from the mathematical definition of enthalpy, that is H is equal to U plus PV, or you can use the Born thermodynamic square, the mnemonic technique, and you will get the expression for dH. So dH is equal to TdS plus VdP. This you are getting. Now if you recall what we want to measure, we want to measure this quantity del H del P at constant T. This we want. That means what we have got, we have dH, but we want to measure the change in enthalpy with respect to change in pressure. That means what I have to do, this equation I will divide by dP. So I will divide this equation by dP. So what you will get, you will get dH by dP is equal to T into ds by dP plus V into dP by dP. So you know ddx of x, that means you can write it as 1. So this part is nothing but equal to 1. Okay, this you understand, this you can understand. So from here what you can write, dH dP is equal to T into ds by dP plus V. Okay, okay. Now you want to measure this quantity del H del P at constant T. That means in this equation you have to introduce a constant T. So now if you assume a condition that the temperature is constant, suppose the temperature is constant, then what you know that if you introduce, I have told you several times that if you introduce a constant in the equation of a complete differentiation, then what will happen, if you introduce a constant, then the complete differentiation changes to partial differentiation. That means d will become del. Okay, that means when you introduce a constant t, that means dh dp, this term will change into del h del p at constant t. Okay, okay, so equal to t into, this will be del s del p, and the condition is constant T plus V. Okay, so this you are getting del H del P at constant T is equal to T into del S del P at constant T plus V. Now what we will do, we will replace this term del S del P at constant T by using the Born harmonic square, the mnemonic technique. So if you remember how you can do this is that we will use this Born harmonic square and we will replace this term del S del P at constant T. So if you recall our lecture of Born harmonic square, then you can easily do it. So what you have to do, you have to get del S del P. That means you have to give arrow from S to P. Now when you are giving arrow from S to P, then you have to give arrow from V to T. That means you are giving arrow from S to P. That means what you can write, del S del P. Fine. Okay. So the del S del P and equal to what you can write, the in this here in this case the arrow is from V to T. That means del V by del T. Okay. Now you have to write the constant and the sign. Okay. So with respect to the numerator, I have already discussed this in my lecture of Born harmonic square. So with respect to the numerator, the sign will be determined. So with respect to S, the sign will be determined because S is in the numerator. So with respect to S, the arrow is moving away from S. That means there will be a positive sign. And the arrow is moving away from S and going towards T. That means the constant will be T. Okay. And in this case, the numerator is V. That means with respect to V, the sign will be determined. Now with respect to V, the arrow is coming towards V. That means there will be a negative sign. And the arrow is coming from P. So constant will be P. So what you are getting, del S del P at constant T is equal to minus of del V del T at constant P. So instead of del S del P at constant T, you can write this minus del V del T at constant P. So if you replace this, then what you will get? You will get that del H del P at constant T is equal to minus of T del V del T at constant P plus V. So this is what we call as the second thermodynamic equation of state. So this is the equation of second thermodynamic equation of state. Okay. So del H del P at constant T is equal to minus T del V del T at constant P plus V. Okay. So from here, what you can get the value of del H del P at constant T by using this equation. Fine. Okay. Now we want to measure the value of this quantity del H del P at constant T, this quantity for ideal gas equation. That means PV is equal to nRT, for P into V minus NB equal to nRT for this gas equation, and for n mole of van der Waals gas equation. That means P plus n square A by V square into V minus NB is equal to nRT. So what we want to measure? We want to measure the value of this term del H del P at constant T for these three gas equation. For PV is equal to nRT for ideal gas equation, for this gas equation P into V minus NB is equal to nRT, and for n mole of van der Waals gas, that means P plus n square A by V square into V minus NB is equal to nRT gas. So let's see one by one, starting with the ideal gas equation. So we want to measure the value of del H del P at constant T for n mole of ideal gas. That means we will use the gas equation PV is equal to nRT. Okay. So now we have already derived this equation that del H del P at constant T is equal to minus T del V del T at constant P plus V. Okay. Okay. Fine. That means for ideal gas, if you want to measure the value of del H del P at constant T, that means to get that you have to get the value of this quantity del V del T at constant P. So you will use PV is equal to nRT gas equation, and we will derive the value of this term del V del T at constant P. That means PV is equal to nRT. That means V is equal to nRT by P. So V is equal to nRT by P. So you want to measure del V del T at constant P. That means if you take del V del T at constant P, that means the pressure is constant, N is constant, and R is also a constant. That means nR by P will be outside the derivative sign, and differentiation of T with respect to T is 1. That means del V del T at constant P you will get is equal to nR by P. Fine. So in this equation you put this value. So how do you will get del H del P at constant T is equal to minus T into nR by P plus V. That means what you are getting minus nRT by P plus V. Now from here what you can observe is that V is equal to nRT by P. So if you put, so this is minus nRT by P. So instead of V, if you put nRT by P, that means what you will get is equal to 0. That means del H del P at constant T for ideal gas equation PV is equal to nRT. This value del H del P at constant T will be equal to 0. So from this result what we can say is that, that means what we want to measure? We want to measure del H del P at constant T for ideal gas equation. But for ideal gas equation PV is equal to nRT, what we are getting that del H del P at constant T is equal to 0. That means from here what we can write, what we can conclude is that from this result that H, that means enthalpy, is not a function of pressure. Okay. So H is not a function of pressure in case of n mole of ideal gas. Okay, because we are getting del H del P at constant T value is equal to 0. So from here you can conclude that, that means enthalpy H is not a function of P. Okay, fine. So now we'll measure the value of del H del P at constant T for P into V minus NB is equal to nRT gas. Okay. So again what you have to do, you have to use this equation del H del P at constant T is equal to minus T into del V del T at constant P plus V. Okay. Now from here what you can write is that V minus NB is equal to nRT by P, or V is equal to nRT by P plus NB. Okay. So from here what you can write? You can write del V del T at constant P. That means nR by P, this is constant. So nR by P, and differentiation of T with respect to T is 1, and N is also a constant, B is also a constant. That means this part, if you want to do the differentiation with respect to T, then this part will be 0 because this part is constant. So del V del T at constant P, you will get nR by P. So if you put this value in this equation, so what you will get del H del P at constant T, you will get minus T into, instead of del V del T at constant P, you put nR by P. So you are getting nR by P plus V. So instead of V, what you can put? Instead of V, you can write nRT by T, nRT by P plus NB. So you can write here nRT by P plus NB. So minus nRT by P plus nRT by P. So this will cancel out. So what you will get at last equal to NB. That means del H del P at constant, del H del P at constant T value for P into V minus NB is equal to nRT gas. You are getting the value of NB. So you are getting the value of NB. So for this gas you are getting a definite value. So the from this result what you can conclude is that del H del P at constant T is equal to NB. That means a definite value. That means it is not equal to 0. That means here, from here you can conclude that H is a function of pressure at constant temperature for this gas. Okay, but for ideal gas we have seen that H, enthalpy, is not a function of pressure at constant temperature for ideal gas, but for this gas P into V minus Nb is equal to nRT. For this gas H is a function of pressure at constant temperature. So we can conclude this from the result. Okay, now we want to measure the value of del H del P at constant T for n mole of, or you can say for 1 mole of van der Waals gas, P plus A by V square into V minus B is equal to RT. So del H del P at constant T for, this is for 1 mole, for 1 mole of van der Waals gas, that is P plus A by V square into V minus B is equal to RT. Now you know that del H del P at constant T is equal to minus T del V del T at constant P plus V. So this equation you have to use to get the value of del H del P at constant T. That means for van der Waals gas you have to measure this quantity del V del T at constant P, and when you measure this quantity del V del T at constant P, then you will get the value of this quantity del H del P at constant T. Now let me tell you this, that if I do this derivation, then this is a very long derivation and the video will be too much long. So what I will do, that if you are giving the exam of CSIR NET, GATE or IIT JAM, in that case you do not have to focus on the derivation because the end result is more important here. So you do not need to do the derivation. But if you still want to do the derivation, then I will tell you how to do the derivation. I will not do the full total exact derivation because that will be very lengthy. So what I will do, I will tell you the end result and I will tell you how to do the derivation where you can have the problem, where you will face the problem while deriving this quantity del H del P at constant T for van der Waals gas. And even so I will tell you where the problem can arise and I will tell you that what you have to do, and if you follow the steps you can derive the value of del H del P at constant T for n mole of n mole or 1 mole of van der Waals gas. But if you still finding it difficult to solve this, if you still finding it difficult to derive this, then you can comment, and if I see that you are commenting, then what I will do, I will make a separate video just to derive this quantity del H del P at constant T for n mole of van der Waals gas. Okay, so in this video I will not derive, but if you think that derivation is important for you, then you can comment, and if you comment, then what I will do, I will separately make a video where I will derive each and every step, that how you can get this term del H del P at constant T. But in this video I will tell you how you can approach this derivation. So what you have to do, you have to get this term del V del T at constant P. So this is your 1 mole of van der Waals gas, P plus A by V square into V minus B is equal to RT. So what you have to do, you have to get this value del V del T at constant P. That means you have to do the differentiation with respect to temperature at constant pressure. So with respect to temperature, you have to do the differentiation at constant pressure. And when we will do the differentiation with respect to T, that means del T of this part, and in this side also you will do the del T of RT. So what you can do at that time is that you assume this as function 1 and you assume this as function 2. Then you use the rule of derivation, that first you take these as constant and then do the derivation of this part, and plus then you do that this part is constant and then you do the derivative of this part with respect to t. So if you do like this, then what you will get from here, I am just giving you the final result, that you will get del v del t at constant p finally r by p plus a by v square minus 2a into v minus b by v cube. Okay, so what you will get, del v del t at constant p, you will get r by p plus a by v square minus 2a into v minus b by v cube. This, if you do the derivation, then you will get this del v del t at constant p value. Then what you have to do, you have to put this value del v del t at constant p in this equation. Okay, then you put this value del v del t at constant p in this equation, and once you put, then in the right hand side what you will get, you will get a expression, and then what you do, you replace this term p plus a by v square by rt by v minus b. This you can write from this equation, that p plus a by v square is equal to rt by v minus b. So what you will do, what you just do, you replace p plus a by v square with rt by v minus b, and after doing that, you know that v is greater than b, that means b is very small with respect to b, that means you know this. So what you can write from here, that v minus b whole square if you take, then you can write it as v square. So when you are doing this, then you will get this term v minus b whole square, then you have to replace this v minus b whole square as v square. So if you do this, then the equation that you will get will be simplified, and then after this, when you replace v minus b whole square as v square, as v is greater than b, and then you will again get a term like this, 1 minus 2a by rtv whole to the power minus 1. So 1 minus 2a by rtv to the power minus 1, this you will get. So now what you have to do, you have to do the binomial expansion till one term, and if you do the binomial expansion to one term, that means instead of this term, what you can write, 1 plus 2a by rtv. So if you put this, and if you do this 1 minus 2a by rtv to the power minus 1, and if you do the binomial expansion till one term, then you will get 1 plus 2a by rtv. And then what you will get at the end, I will write that if you do like this, then what you will get, you will get del h del p at constant t is equal to b minus 2a by rt plus 2ab by rtv. This you will get. Okay, now you know a is small, b is also small, that means if you take ab, then ab is very small in comparison to rtv. Okay, so what we can do, what we have to do, we have to neglect this 2ab by rtv term, because a is very small, b is also very small, that means ab is very small with respect to rtv, that means we can neglect this part. So what you will get, you will finally get del h del p at constant t value as minus b minus 2a by rt. So I have not shown you each and every step, but I have told you what you have to do, and if you do this way, then you will reach at the final result. Again, I will tell you how to do it, but each and every step I will not show. You can do, you can try in your own. If you are finding it difficult and you want this derivation, then you can comment, and if you comment, then I can make a separate video about this, that how to derive this quantity del H del P at constant T for n mole of van der Waals gas. So what you have to do, you have to follow these steps. What you have to do at first, that you have this equation P plus A by V square into V minus B equal to RT. You have to differentiate this equation with respect to T at constant P. Okay, because you have to get this del V del T at constant P term. So this is function 1, this is function 2. So if you keep the function 1 as constant, then do the derivative of function 2, plus you keep this function 2 as constant and then do the derivative of function 1 with respect to T at constant P. Then if you do this and simplify, then what you will get, del V del T at constant P is equal to R by P plus A by V square into 2A minus 2A V into V minus B by V cube. This you will get. And this term you put in this equation. In this equation you put this. Okay. Then what you do? Then you replace P plus A by V square as RT by V minus B by using this equation. Now when you will replace this as RT by V minus B, after that you use this thing, that as V is greater than B, B is very small with respect to V, so you can use this V minus B whole square is equal to V square. So if you do, after that you will come across, you will get a term like this, 1 minus 2A by RTV to the power minus 1. Now you do the binomial expansion till one term, because, and you can ask me that why one term, because this term is small. So if you go beyond this term, then that parts are too very small. So you just do not have to take into account all the terms. 2A by RTV, that means up to one term, 2A by RTV up to this term you need to take. After that the terms are so small that you do not have to take into account that term. So 1 minus 2A by RTV to the minus 1, you put, instead of this you put 1 plus 2A by RTV. Now after that, if you put this, then what you will get? You will get del H del P at constant T. Del H del P at constant T is equal to B minus 2A by RT plus 2AB by RTB. Now you know A is small, B is very small. So A into B is very small. So A into B with respect to RTB is very small. So we can, what we can do, we can neglect this term. So at the end, what you will get del H del P at constant T is equal to B minus 2A by RT. Now for, if you do for n mole of van der Waals gas, then the result will be B minus 2 Na by RT. Okay, for n mole of van der Waals gas. But for 1 mole of van der Waals gas, B minus 2A by RT. Again I am saying, I am not doing the full derivation. If you want the full derivation, you can comment, then I will do. But for those who are preparing for JAM, CSIR NET and GATE, for those derivation probably is not that much important. But still, if you want, then you can comment. Okay. But the end result will be this: for n mole of van der Waals gas, the value of del H del P at constant T is equal to B minus 2 Na by RT. Now, if you follow the steps that I have said, then I hope that you will be able to get this result. Okay. So now, so if you summarize today's lecture, then at the very beginning, we have derived the expression for dH is equal to TdS plus VdP. Then from here, we have derived this equation del H del P at constant T is equal to minus T into del V del T at constant P plus V, and the value of del H del P at constant T for n mole of ideal gas, for P into V minus NB equal to nRT, and for van der Waals gas we have seen the value. So for PV is equal to nRT gas, the value of del H del P at constant T is equal to 0. For P into V minus NB is equal to nRT gas, you have del H del P at constant T value is equal to NB. So for n equal to 1, this is B, and for n mole of van der Waals gas, P plus n square A by V square into V minus NB is equal to nRT. For this gas, if you take the n mole, then del H del P at constant T value is B minus 2 Na by RT. Okay. So B minus 2 Na by RT. So for n mole of ideal gas, this is 0. For this gas, this is NB, and for n mole of van der Waals gas, this is B minus 2 Na by RT, and for N equal to 1 for 1 mole, B minus 2A by RT. So that's it for today's lecture. Thank you for watching.